Welcome, adventurers, to another session of D20 Theater. When last we left our heroes.
They were just saving a dwarven princess, sorry. What's her name again?
I don't remember.
Oh, wow. Man.
Got me.
A dwarven princess that we will remember the name of.
Baruha.
What?
Baruha.
Baruha, Jamaica, ooh, I want to take ya. Baruha, the dwarven princess. Now, dwarven princesses are a rarity to come by.
They're hard to
because the dwarven community is more of a matriarchal society, so finding a woman dwarf is extremely rare, and we stumbled across one, which is awesome. But we're still on the run from some orcs, some organized orcs, the Akar orcs.
I made fun
and
first
now.
and then someone was mad at me.
And now we are on our way. We stumbled across. We were picking some berries for a local potion master who, if you stumbled across beforehand in one of the episodes, he gave us a greater healing potion, which is pretty rad. So we were off gathering some berries for him when we stumbled across a band of orcs. Now Oz, being very socially inept, decided that he should attack.
Stupid.
Decided that he should attack the orcs. Luckily, we survived due to a very merciful DM. So we are now on our way back to.
Were you not playing nice with us?
I'm pretty sure it was the brilliant wizard who went invisible.
So now we're on our way
The
back to the
brilliant
city with the berries in
Bad
tow
medicine.
to create some more potions for us. That way we can haul the dwarven princess back to her mine.
We're gonna convey her. We're not gonna haul her.
We're not gonna haul
that would
her.
be
We're
bad. It's of people you don't want to insult
We're gonna
dwarven
help her.
princesses.
And in fact, you
On
sent
the
her
list.
ahead with the rest of the column.
So now we're gonna come along with the colony and help her
so
get
you're
back
gonna
to
try
her.
to catch up. Yeah.
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 I hope that was okay.
It's all right. All right.
But, so do we
We
want
drink.
to do character introductions real quick?
This will be the last week we need to do it, I think. But yeah, let's go ahead and do some character introductions. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm Greg Payton, and I'll be playing Thaddeus Pultz, the dwarven paladin, a silencer of the Church of Dawn.
I am playing Sam. No.
Nope.
I'm Sam Crest, and I'm playing Osborne Underthorn, a priest of the green, a druid of the green, if you will. So a high priest of Yuane.
I'm Nick Brandt, and I'm playing Esteem Lichson, the fallow diviner.
And I'm Haley Price, and I'm playing Boss UI, and I just got a new mini.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah, if you look on Instagram, you'll find it. So,
I'm Brandon Loera, and
We
I
see your
am
belly.
He
playing
is.
Farin Cora, human warlord.
Cool. And before we get started, last week's episode was sponsored by Critical Hit Collectibles, and here is what they gave us to play with. These are
Get that real
ancient
close.
bone dice. Yeah,
You
let's see how close. I
wanna
can
roll the
get that.
D10?
Oh wow, that's a
D12.
good close
I don't
up.
need 'em,
Good
so
camera.
you roll those.
Yeah,
You roll
this
those
is
for
our
the session.
ancient bone
Oh,
dice.
really?
These are pretty rad. You can find them. Yeah, I'm looking at myself. You can find them at their store online at www.criticalhitcollectibles.com in the new product section. It's pretty rad. These have been treating me really well.
Yeah, and they
The
come with a free
D&D.
dice bag
Yeah,
with a cool
here's
little
the
logo
dice
on it.
bag with
I
their
dig
logo
that.
on it.
I dig that. Because all my dice bags are plain and boring. So.
Yeah.
Mine is super stapled together.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
All right. Well, without further ado, we will get started.
Question, real quick.
Yes, go ahead. With a little bit of further ado.
We didn't take a short or long rest, did we?
You did not.
Okay, great.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm at 3 health.
Yep.
I'm at 14.
And yeah, at the
I'm at
beginning of
15.
last session, and you were about a week away from Krari's Pass, the dwarven city that you were headed towards. You're still about a week away because you took a side trek instead of continuing straight on. So we are on the way there. You are now a little bit behind the column. They went on ahead of you, and so you're sitting back with your newfound friend, Aaron Rickard. who you found. He is the berry. Excuse me. The potion master who you were picking berries for in order so he could make some more healing salves and things, as well as some salves in order to keep you warm in traveling through this very cold winter towards Karari's Pass. All right. Well,
My favorite druid spell.
which one is that?
The one that Jetson hates
That's
so
I don't know
much.
why Jetson hates that spell. It's a great spell. Although I could imagine why Brandon might hate it after after the time I hit you with the heat metal while you and
There
the guy
were 2
ran.
or 3 people that,
That
were
was
using
the
it.
worst.
That was rough.
That was the worst.
All right. Well, as you're sitting down after finding some of those berries in order to make up to the conflict that you just ran into with some of those orcs, Aaron offers to cook you all dinner.
Aaron is that potion maker boy.
He's a
correct?
potion maker, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
He's our obvious
he's
friend.
offered to make you all dinner. He says he can make
What do we
a
have?
soup.
Perfect.
So
Sounds great to me. I'd love some soup.
What kind?
he says, "Oh well, it's quite a nice soup. I put it with
Is it vegetarian?
vegetarian. Yes, it is.
Perfect.
I use different sorts of berries and things, and I put them all together. And once I boil it, it makes quite a nice flavour. It's sort of a potion of its own, you know. Yes. Well, don't hurt yourself. He says to UI as she drops her
My
cup.
coaster. It was just my coaster. It's
Her
stuck.
mug. Delicious. Another.
Noted.
Delicious, Harrison.
Noted.
He says, well then, I will get you some. Then I will get you some.
Wait. Can we put it in a bread bowl?
A bread roll. I'm afraid I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you start with bread,
Yes.
and you hollow it out.
You hollow out the bread.
Yes.
That's quite.
I mean,
Interesting.
if you've been around Panera, you know exactly what it's.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you
actually.
hiding a
Find-
lot of bread somewhere?
Find a hard bread
Well,
and try
the
it.
dwarves are known for their hard travelling bread, so perhaps once we get there, I could attempt something like that.
Perfect.
What do you do with the rest of the bread?
I
Eat it.
guess you can
You
I'll
dip
eat
it.
it. I'll eat it.
Fair enough.
My good sir, you have great taste in soup.
Thank
I-
you.
Great taste in soup.
I look over at the green priest and say, forgive me, my knowledge of your fairly backwards religion is somewhat lacking. You worship plants,
Correct.
but you eat only plants.
Now, a senator like yourself may not understand our
Inspiration.
ways,
That's why I asked.
and so I'll tell you how this thing works.
us.
Aaron's going to interrupt you for just a moment, and he says, I suppose it would be a sort of veneration, as only a plant could provide the
Correct.
sort of nourishment that you would need.
That's what I was
So what
going to
does that
say.
mean?
Don't help him out
Aaron,
of
I
this.
think you might actually be perfect for the green.
I direct my attention
No,
to
I focus my healing arts towards creatures rather than plants, but if anything, I would say I'm more fond of the red, as it were.
Well, yes, you might be one of the olds of the Reds, but
Barnaby
the
skitters
green,
up his back and perches on his shoulder.
the green is using the green that is within Belarath to better other people's lives.
Well, that's very good. The green and the red work quite well together,
Correct.
I would say.
Yes.
I look over at the priest of the black and ask, so what does that mean that you eat?
Ah, the follower.
That's
Chefs for the
No,
Church of
you
Black.
eat your own dead. We understand how you work.
When communicating, if you would not interrupt, Mr. Silencer, you could stand to be a little more silent yourself.
Eat your own.
Oh,
Jeez.
inspiration.
Oh, okay. The fallow are often chefs for the Church of the Black. If you take my meaning.
I feel like one or more of you has taken some sort of mushrooms that you need to chill out just a little bit.
That's me.
Besides you.
I'd
Well, we
like
have not
to...
found your bread yet, if you would get to that.
What's your passive perception, Yui?
Mine? Oh my goodness. 14.
All right. You see that Barnaby is now sitting in the, like right above the soup bowl, like licking some of the soup,
Who's
gonna-
soup?
like where it's
The
cooking.
massive one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slide my hand like underneath his chest and just sort of push him off. And while I do that, I'm just gonna say,
I don't know what sound raccoons
I'd
make.
like to put it on the record that I don't eat dead people. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm just trying to educate myself. A silencer like myself, you see, is sometimes woefully uneducated.
So
All
what you're
different
saying is that you're stupid.
Is it a little chilly in here? Does anyone else?
It's quite chilly, yes.
That's what
I
you
suppose
just
that's
said
what
to
winter
me.
will do to you.
That's easy.
As the snow's falling.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, I think he was asking you, do you have any fun at all?
We can it like that?
There's so much salt going on right now.
Strange way to
You see that as
better
you say
than
that,
calling
Rickard
this-
looks up and he stops putting salt in the soup. And
We're all right.
It just sort of goes back to putting
That
a
was out of
different
character,
spice to
but I'll
balance
let
it
it
out.
I'm gonna assist Rickard in cooking
All right,
because
cool.
I know what types of vegetables are good.
Wait.
Alright.
Can you cook?
Yes, sir.
He's good.
I make my own.
Roll me
Nature.
survival check. Survival
Sounds
check
good.
would be good. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my new bone dice from Critical Hit
I'm
Collectibles.
afraid I still find myself confused. He attacked those.
Do you
orcs
have
because they
proficiency
dared
by chance
to
in
burn
chef's tools?
trees for
I
fire.
do not.
All right, cool.
And yet here he
Then
is.
just-
Do you want me to
stealing
roll at
that.
disadvantage? Then?
No, survival's fine.
Okay. Not bad, not bad.
Perhaps it's just the orcs
20.
he takes issue with.
20. All
Yes,
right.
Oh.
So
I make sure the asparagus is picked right.
as you're sort of you're picking out different things, putting things in, you see a small little inside one of the fruits. You see a small little it almost looks like a maggot, but it's not quite. It's sort of writhing in one of the fruits.
I'm gonna pluck it out
All right.
and eat it.
And eat it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I thought you only ate plants.
No.
Okay.
Trace minerals.
It looks like.
Well,
the grain gives
see.
to all.
I don't
In
know.
that
I'm
case-
curious if I noticed that. Probably not. That was a
Have you ever had a
10.
mealworm? They're delicious.
well, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Um,
Am I gonna have to make a Constitution save?
no,
for
you don't
that?
need to make a con save or anything.
Okay.
As you taste it,
That
roll
was a
me
plot
a
point that you just
intelligence nature check.
Okay. May I? Yeah, intelligence nature. Cool.
Right.
Ooh, 6.
6?
Yes, sir.
That's an unfamiliar taste.
Yeah. It's not bad.
You're more familiar with plants than.
Does it taste good?
Tastes alright.
Yeah.
You see a couple more of them in there.
What is happening?
I will dig them all out
It started with
and
bread
feed them
bowls.
to the raccoon.
He's like, He didn't want 'em.
Then I'll probably take them outside and let
What?
them go.
and let them go.
What is that?
What?
He doesn't know.
I just watched him try to feed something to the raccoon.
Oh,
The
it's
raccoon.
no worries. The green blesses us all. And I take it out.
Alright.
It's called trace minerals, if you will.
Trace.
To answer your question, Thaddeus, I think he cared about the vessel in which the fire and the wood was being burned in. So,
Oh yes, of course. I'd like to apologize for what happened at that. I am not used to traveling with a bunch of people that aren't of the green, and so I don't know how to act in front of you. So a big apology on that. It won't happen again.
I think we can accept your falling unconscious at the hands of orcs as a fair apology.
I think you might have. I think that might be good to see. Yeah.
it might take a little bit more for me.
An inspiration. So, Jack gives you, or Jack, Rickard gives you all the different,
Jack the Ricker? Is that what was happening in your
maybe. He takes all the different bowls that he's prepared. He has these little wooden bowls, and he gives you each some soup and offers it to you. And he takes several big bites, and he's or slurps, I suppose, and he's enjoyed it quite a lot. Yeah.
Now, is this going to count as our long rest?
Yeah, this will after you eat, you would have the chance to take a long rest if you want, because the sun has fallen by this
Now,
point.
are
so.
we in an inn or are we?
No,
in
no,
an
no.
Oh, not even
encampment?
close.
No, we're on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
on the
know,
road,
but I'm
yeah.
like in an encampment. Yeah.
Right, yeah. If you've got tents and things, then you could set up a camp
Cool.
that way.
That's it.
What do you
I
like?
don't- I'm
I'm
not a
just
big.
one.
I don't use tents very often.
You bought a tent,
Yeah, I've got.
and a tent is good for 4 people. So
I had one
Is it
strapped
snowing
onto my
outside?
horse,
It's snowing,
which I,
yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
currently do still have mine.
yeah.
So
Anybody else have a tent?
It does.
Negative.
All right. So whoever's on watch will have to unfortunately stand on watch outside the tent.
Could be.
So
Engineers pack? That doesn't have a tent.
no,
Yeah,
tent's
yeah,
something
yeah.
you have to get
Adventurer's
separately.
pack,
Yeah.
and then you have to.
No, I don't think any of the
Need a
packs actually come with a tent.
What?
Does
Oh.
Aaron have it?
Aaron does not. No, he was not expecting.
Oh, I think I have a tent.
I'll cede my spot in the tent to Aaron if we're missing one. I've slept outside before.
All right. And you've got enough
Yeah.
that you could put 2 people outside
Right.
on
yeah, just-
watch, and then
my family was relatively poor, and so
Okay.
I've slept outside before.
I got 2 blankets though, and
Alright.
a bedroll.
All right.
So I'll
Blankies.
sleep outside even when I'm not on
All right,
watch. and
sounds
then,
good. Well then as the night passes, since you're sleeping outside, well, what are watches? Let's set up watches.
Oh,
You
yeah,
need
we're gonna
4
need 4.
watches. 4 watches, each 2 hours long. Who wants to take a watch at what time?
I guess
my
I'm
perception is poopy.
I will take the one
so-
closest to Dawn.
So
Alright,
I
so
guess
your last watch.
I'm already outside, so I guess I'll take first.
First
That's
watch?
also-
I'll go first and second.
First
did you
and
want
second. Oh,
first?
because you're a fallow. Yeah, so you don't
Oh.
need to sleep.
I'd rather not.
So yeah, you'd rather not sleep. You don't want to
I
sleep.
don't want to be on watch with him. Anyone else is fine.
So you're first and second.
So you be
You're
third.
first. You want to be third,
No one's
Yeah.
on
and
third.
then you want to take fourth. So that
taking
you're
fourth.
with him.
Yeah, I'll be fourth with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're third by yourself. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
And
do-
Aaron will watch with you.
Okay.
Aaron will watch with you.
What a guy.
So we're gonna keep that. And Greg, if you would write that down for me.
Oh, whoops.
We're gonna keep that as our standard watch order until such time as you feel like there's a need to change it for whatever reason.
So sorry, go through it with me again. I'm on first.
You're on first.
No,
Who's on
Who's
second?
on
I know,
second?
I know.
Let's on second.
No, I don't know.
Wait,
I'm third.
Third base.
and then it's
Third.
Esteem second and third, or just
First
A
and second.
team is first and second.
Oh, so he's on watch with me.
Yesterday's
for half
pitching.
Yes.
of it. Excellent.
But could you tell me today?
Tomorrow is.
No, today is when I need to know.
I just did.
And
He's in
then
outfield.
UI, and then
And then UI. Yes.
First base. Who gets the check? As he should. He's entitled to it.
and then farm.
Sometimes his wife comes to
Whose wife? Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
Okay, this joke has gone on long enough.
It's still only about
Um,
a fifth of
What
it.
is
every
this?
time.
Yeah.
That joke's been going on for like
Costello.
50
Who's on
years
first?
now. Yeah.
What?
You never seen Who's on First?
No.
Oh my God!
Alright,
It's
stop.
genius.
It's a long-standing Abbott and Costello bit. It's one of the greatest pieces of comedy. You'll have to look it up.
It's
really do
the
look it
greatest bit of
But
comedy.
we'll move on.
All right, so that'll be our typical watch order. Now, since you're sleeping outside,
Yes.
that's going to be a struggle in the cold winter.
Yeah.
Now,
I have two
If we
blankets.
produce, if I use
okay, you
produce
need
flame.
one of those to sleep in the tent.
Okay, well, I also have a bedroll.
Okay, you'll probably want a blanket and a bedroll.
Okay, well, I'll give him a blanket.
All right, cool. No.
What?
I don't want him to die.
I jumped off a cliff. and
Whenever
saved
you're
my
on
life.
watch.
He's not worthy of death.
Who's
There
got
you go.
first watch? Who's got first watch? Nope. All right, so first watch for the first hour that you're on watch. I need you to roll me a con save.
Oh,
boy.
poopy.
Good start.
I'm
That
not
is.
confident.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Think it was
Save is a 8.
Hey,
That's a
yikes.
7 out of me.
Yikes.
Ouch.
That was not a hard
It's
DC,
real cold.
unfortunately. But if
Here,
both of
I'll
those
just draw me a
still
copper and see if
fail.
I can re-roll. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'll just draw me a copper
I'll
for
draw
inspiration and see if I can re-roll.
Yes.
No.
All right.
That's not good.
Well, in that case, you will both gain a level of exhaustion.
That's okay.
Oh.
We're at the start of
How
does that work?
So a level of exhaustion, there are 6 levels you can get. The first level of exhaustion, in fact, let me read it off
Really
here so
just
I
5
don't
levels.
mess this up at all. There are really just 5, you're right. So the first level of exhaustion, I don't see it on here, but I know what it is basically. First level of exhaustion. Oh, here it is. You have disadvantage on, on ability checks and skill checks. Second level of exhaustion, your speed is halved. Third level of exhaustion, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Fourth level of exhaustion, your hit point maximum is halved. Fifth level of exhaustion, your speed is reduced to 0. And sixth level of exhaustion, and you are dead. So,
Yeah.
exhaustion can be very scary.
And it's also very difficult to get rid of.
It is very
A
difficult.
full night's rest or a spell like Greater Restoration is what you need.
Right, right.
That's only to take away one level of exhaustion.
No.
Also, I didn't take forced march, so
Oh.
we
Oh.
can't stall
It happens.
exhaustion.
It
At
happens.
least right now, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I took tactical
Yeah.
repositioning.
That's worth it. Yeah.
No way to see
All right.
This is unlikely to improve that incestual relationship with you people that you were too stupid to bring a tent.
Wait, you didn't do one either?
You
I
did
did.
bring one.
You're
That's
in
the
my
one
tent.
tent that you have.
I had a bedroll.
All right. So the second hour of that watch, roll me a con
Another
save.
one?
This one's DC 11.
Oh,
The
are you
last
staying-
was
you
DC
staying on
10.
2 hours too?
Are y'all?
You're going in for the second hour, right?
Oh, it's each watch is
Each
2
watch
hours.
is 2 hours.
Oh,
Right. So,
Oh, I might be in trouble.
that one's better.
I
That's a 20.
Yeah, you only need an
So
11.
that one was good. First,
Did you feel it again?
I got a 5.
All right. Well, your speed is halved.
Sure is.
Wow, you're gonna like die.
It is very cold.
All right, well.
Ready to give you my blanket?
As the second watch begins. As the second
I
watch.
suppose
And you
you-
have a blanket. That's
Uh-huh.
great because she gave you a blanket.
so would that have given me advantage
Uh,
on the
it's-
first
Yeah,
check?
yeah, it would
Okay,
have.
let's
Go ahead and
roll
give it a
again
shot.
and see. Crit. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. The next watch.
So I guess I'm good. because I had the blanket.
Right.
So I suppose you didn't have to stay up most nights and fell off.
We do stay up all nights.
All right.
Are you going to be able to manage this by yourself?
This is nothing.
Can't you perform some kind of sorcery to keep you warm?
Oh, I feel warm already. Yes, thank you for the suggestion. I hadn't thought of that.
It was just a question. I can't even say in a condition like this. What good is it?
It saves many of our conditions.
Sows your soul and don't even get any convenience.
Not spend much time in cold.
I go into the tent.
All right. I thought you were sleeping outside.
No, that's right. I guess I just roll over.
All
Stop
right.
talking to him.
So, now that you're asleep, you won't have advantage from a blanket. Because when you're asleep, doesn't your body temperature drop?
Yes.
I mean,
Mine
for
does.
sure.
Alright. So, second watch is Steam. And is it just Steam?
Question actually.
Yeah.
Though. Because I do have the horse here
Right.
still, can I have put my blanket over by the horse and be like up with it? Because then its body
Yeah,
is
sure.
helping me out.
I'll say that that'll give you a +2.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you have cover against the cold. So,
See, I dig it.
it's Steam, and Thaddeus, it looks like it's still just you two. This time, since you've both been out here for longer, the DC is 13.
Nope.
Or wait, no, 12, because the last one was 11. 12.
I failed that one.
Yikes.
That's a crit. That's
All
a
right.
crit on the critical hit.
Alright, so,
Die.
not only do you pass this one, you pass the next one.
Hey, that's pretty nice.
Alright.
So,
That's pretty nice.
What'd you get?
well, the first time I crit. So then, or in the first roll with the reroll, I crit.
Oh, well,
So that's
yeah,
a
I
crit,
didn't
but-
know that.
okay.
So we'll keep that in mind for the future. Alright, so,
Dark Elf gets to
announce it when you crit. Oh, yeah, no. I just knew
I
you
did
passed.
say
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, but do it like they do in Mexico. Crit!
Is
Is
that
that
what they do in
how they do it in
Is
Mexico?
that what, when they crit?
Yeah.
Do I watch D&D
soccer?
soccer?
Yeah, you never watched D&D soccer?
So, that puts us. That means you passed both of yours for the second thing. Go ahead and for the second watch, make your other roll.
My radar conversation.
All right.
is going. That's good.
And that one was a 13.
Okay.
Now your next one will be 14. For the third watch, it's Aaron and UI.
Oh.
Yeah, you're last. You're last. You're last.
You're
with
winning.
She's there's now space in the
Yeah, I'll
tent,
come
right?
wake you up and
Alright.
get inside.
Alright,
I'm
so-
taking
Yeah.
my blanket.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll go spend that 2 hours in the.
That's smart. That's smart. So you've got now advantage on the roll, and it's you and Aaron,
And since this is their first hour out, is it a nice easy?
and it's a
What-
nice easy
what,
10.
What am I rolling?
concept.
A con save.
Oh.
10 is what you need.
11.
Ooh, you got it. Now you need another for the second hour as the cold starts to bite.
Oh. Did not make that one.
An 11, you didn't make
I
one.
got 6.
You have one level exhaustion.
What does that do to me again?
Disadvantage on ability checks. But your watch is over. You can go back inside.
Okay, good. I'm done.
You can go back inside. Aaron says, "Whew, right. Quick, go back, yeah." Whew.
Oh, but now I have 2 blankets.
Aaron passed both his saves. by the
You
way.
know what? I'll leave a blanket out here for.
Hey, you did have advantage. Were you rolling with advantage?
I was.
Oh, nice.
So I'll take the blanket back because now y'all came back inside the tent, so I'll head back
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
All right. And
Although I guess are you
Now,
leaving the tent now?
because you were in there for 2 hours, the save DC has gone down by 2 for you. So now instead of 14, it's 12.
Same as us.
All right. And so you two are both out there now
Yes,
for the last
they
watch,
were in the tent, weren't
and
they?
it's DC 10.
Oh, okay, cool. What do you do?
I was,
He's
I was,
sleeping out there.
oh no, because if they're back in outside.
Oh yeah,
the
then that
tent,
makes
they
sense.
stay
Yeah.
there. So I just had to spend the first
DC
like
10?
4 hours out of the tent.
Our rolls are not
What are we,
short.
what are we rolling for?
A con
It's
save.
cold.
May I do produce flame?
Oh, and just hold it in your
Yeah,
hand.
just hold
to-
I would say that that would give you, at the very least, advantage.
yeah.
Advantage,
Prestidigitation.
and it will lower the DC for you and anyone within 5 feet of you by 2.
So,
So if you guys sit next to each other and you have that this flame right in front of you, then it'll only be an 8 for the first hour.
That was a 4.
That'll still fail.
Great.
4 is still less than 8.
I got a 18.
Although you also have advantage. Because
You also have
it's
advantage.
fine.
So roll a better.
Poopy.
Perhaps not. Perhaps right.
17.
Alright, you got it that time. Your face made me think you were about to fail again. Alright, and second hour?
Second hour.
With advantage. Roll the thingy.
Nat 20.
Oh,
There you go.
And that is a 16 for me.
All right. Well, it looks like most of you were stuck out the night of cold pretty well. As morning comes, you sort of dust off some of the snow. You can smell the sizzle of food cooking as Aaron rises early to make more food. And as he's getting breakfast going, he looks around and let's say, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do it that way. Of course, 6. He tells the GM to go. Okay. So he looks at Thaddeus. Thaddeus, you're one of the first to rise, and he says, "Excuse me, Mr. Holt, was it?
Yes.
Could you do me the favor and perhaps go and get me some more logs for the fire?"
Of course.
You can see that his fire's starting to die. It's been the same one that you've had all night.
Yeah.
It needs a couple more logs.
Just take
He's
hand
burning
axe.
wood, Sam. What you gonna say about that?
That's not an orc. It's a race thing.
It's on this music plays in the background.
I'll take one of a hand axe.
I'm man enough to say it.
Over.
All right, cool.
And just go chop some wood.
All right, make me a survival check.
Also, what's your passive perception?
Oof. That's a 9.
All right. Well,
Everything's all.
you start chopping down a tree. It comes down, and as you do, you pick up one of the bits that you chopped down, and a yellowish cloud bursts around the log you just picked up.
kill.
As the cloud collapses. As the gas penetrates your eyes, your world turns gradually black. You also feel excruciating pain in your lungs and your chest as the corrosive gas slowly burns your lungs.
Is that a poison effect, sir?
It is both a poison effect and another effect.
Okay. Is it a poison effect or a magical effect?
Yes.
I'm
It's not magical, but if it is poison, then that part of it you can have the.
Okay. Yeah, because I just take that
Because
damage
yours
and
works.
advantage on the
And you have
save.
advantage on the save, yeah. There is no save for this one, because it has a survival check to identify it or
Yeah.
else it happens.
Yeah.
However, so in that case, I'll say it only works for half the time.
Okay.
You'll find yourself for 4 days blinded. Oh, but you have advantage on this check. Roll a check for me. A con save.
17.
Alright, so it'll only be 2 days. Because you're a dwarf, you're resistant to poisons naturally, but you find yourself blinded as you're carrying this log back. You saw before it happened there are these yellow spores that burst.
That's not good.
It took a while.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be stumbling my way back to camp. It's probably gonna take me a minute.
Alright.
So you can talk for a minute until I come back.
Yeah, as you're sitting around the campfire, meanwhile, as he's sort of getting breakfast going, this time he's tossed. Of course, he doesn't have any meat to toss on the skillet, but he does have. I guess he could kill he could slaughter that cow that the orcs had that they were using to pull that cart. But he
The chat's gonna hate you.
and he's getting ready. He's frying up some different peppers that he's found.
Good.
Do we need
Yum.
the cow for anything?
Not necessarily.
We're just taking it.
It's a long-haired cow, like a yak almost.
Yeah.
We might want to wait till we can't find any food and then use it as a last resort.
I use it as a mount currently.
All right.
That's a 9.
Kind of large for you.
Yeah.
I guess I can wander. Lay on hands. What would save me from that? Would it be poison or disease that I could cure with 5 points?
Poison. Yeah, it's poison.
All right. So I guess I'll just.
It wouldn't. It would get rid of the poison condition, but not the blinded condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess I don't have the poison condition card. I was gonna say I have disadvantage on checks anyway, but I don't because I got the long rest eventually. Yeah, I'll get rid of the poison.
Alright.
Because that makes more sense. But I just want. Eventually, Thaddeus wanders back into the camp. Clearly not. He's sort of walking. Eyes are open, but clearly trying to orient himself just with sound or something.
Do we just have like a homing beacon test?
Well, he didn't go far.
I came right back the same way.
Yeah.
I just stopped and then turned immediately around and back, carrying the thing that I was.
So he looks up and he says, "Oh, there you are. Man, what took you so long?"
There was a yellowish cloud of souls. I cannot see.
Anyone can roll me a nature check. If they
I
want.
will. As a priest of the green, do you think I could have advantage or no?
Before I roll that, I'm gonna do my portents.
I don't think you
Oh
can.
yeah, please do.
They're important.
They are important.
Ha! Oh, 16.
Okay.
All right, a 9 and a
16?
15.
All right.
I
So you recognize them as yellow spores. Their yellow spores are a very simple name, but you recognize that they're a sort of a spore that can be they're often used on in battles, and they're placed as like almost a mine, like a trap for people. But you do know that such a thing would have to have been placed deliberately. They don't grow in this part of the world.
How long can they stay dormant?
They don't stay dormant for long.
So someone
Pretty recently.
so probably pretty nearby.
I'd say those yellow spores were placed
They also don't belong in this part of the world.
no more than a day or so. But yes, you're right. How are you feeling?
I cannot see.
Yeah.
I don't look at you scornfully as I say that.
Aaron
I kind
says,
of look past
"Come
you.
here."
I would like to use my divine sense real quick
Okay.
to detect the presence of celestials, fiends, or undead,
You
or
do
hallowed.
not detect any of the above.
I mean, probably one little undead over there.
One little undead and it
Well,
seems.
Right, but I know that one's there. So yeah, I am distrustful because well, I guess I don't actually know. Hang on. Oh, I was rolling the nature check there to see if I remembered those, and I do.
All right, there you
an
go.
18. So I also remember that they have to be placed pretty soon before activating, and am distrustful of this fellow.
All right. He says, "May I have a look at you?"
You may.
He takes a look and he sort of widens your eyes and says, "Can you see anything as I do this?
No.
Anything now?"
No.
Oh my. Well, I've heard of these before, but I don't have a cure for them. I don't know. I suppose I could prepare a sort of eye drop and a steam inhalation for you. It wouldn't cure it, but it might relieve you of some of the symptoms.
Will it go away?
Well, it would go away soon. Yes, this never lasts for very long. The spores, they don't last for long at all. Honestly, it's odd that you'd find them here, though. Would you like me to prepare? But I feel bad asking. The eye drops and the inhalation require some rather expensive herbs, and I do have some, but could you spare 15 gold pieces?
I think this is so funny. I'm just stifling laughter.
I'm gonna start casting detect magic as a ritual.
I think it.
Okay.
Yellow
See
fungus
if I can
makes
pull
him
anything
mute
out of that.
as well.
Pull anything out of what?
Yeah, we'll like figure out what sort of stuff is messing with him.
Okay, what's the range on it?
It's things like 30 feet.
All right, cool. So yeah, you don't detect any magic. It's not a magical effect.
Okay.
It's just sort of a yeah, it's not really a magical effect.
How long does that?
Gotcha.
How long does that last?
So the shot in 10 minutes.
You want to just walk around a little bit?
Sure, yeah, I'll do a perimeter.
Yeah, and as you do a perimeter again, you don't really sense much. You sense
Don't
a
waste
little bit of magic in Aaron's pouch. He's got some different alchemy equipment and things like that.
He's
He's-
also
he's-
got a familiar.
He's
so-
both an alchemist and no, he does not have a
Oh,
familiar.
I thought that's what Barnaby was.
No, Barnaby is just a
It's just a
raccoon.
raccoon friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, you detect some of his regents and things because he's both an alchemist and an herbalist to make a strong apothecary. But he's you don't detect any other magic.
I'll pay for it.
He says, "I'm sorry to ask you. I know you're doing me a service of transporting me. I apologize very much."
Just give me the light back.
He does so, and as he gives you both the eye drops and the inhalation, you for the next. Oh, good. That's pretty high.
What?
For the next 17 hours, you're relieved of the symptoms.
Oh.
You can see.
Aaron, so you work with potions, you make potions, and you cook with vegetation and fungus.
Yes,
and
of
He
course.
doesn't look at you. He turns
You
around.
do not
You can
know
hear
how
him
to
weeping
fully
quietly.
cure this yellow spores.
I don't know if there is a cure. Granted, I'm only from a small village, but I don't know if such a cure exists. Honestly, I haven't heard of any such thing. You see Barnaby sort of scramble up his coat and perch on his shoulder again and look around and go,
I love Barnaby. I love him.
Where's a map? Let's try and figure out what's around here and see if we can find where someone might be hiding.
I certainly don't know the area. Do any of you?
I've never been past Spritewood Forest, to tell you the truth.
Cantos.
It's been a long time.
I've never left
Cantos
that
has already moved on. He was with the
yeah,
column.
he's
Yeah.
been-
That's right. We're
I-
catching up to them.
I've been around here before. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But it maybe.
I'll let you roll a
I'm
history
the
check.
closest. All right. Let's go, Thaddeus.
Born and raised in Abu Dhabi.
It's a 12.
You know that it's probably several miles from here, and it might add a couple days to your trek.
What is
But,
it that we're looking for?
You just what's around here. The town of Dunbar is down a ways.
And would that be the nearby village that the orcs were talking about?
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
I didn't write my notes for this week. I didn't write which one
But
that
it's not
was.
that
But yeah, it's not that one.
Well, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do about it.
Why did we not just strap the silencer to the back of the yak and make our way down the road?
We could certainly
So
do a
then
thing
make
like that.
progress.
I can see
He
that.
says, and of course, my friend, I have for you, of course. He says, I'm going to continue making this so that I have enough for you. Your 15 gold will cover all you need. I won't charge you anymore. It should keep you good to go for a while. How are you feeling?
As well as can be expected now.
He says, well, I have enough on me, I think, for the next 3 days or so, and it's all yours, of course.
Thank you.
Yes, well, I'm very sorry. Very
So,
sorry.
let me get this straight. Someone knew that someone would go into the woods and try and chop down
In a
some
cold
trees.
place like this, anyone would try to chop down a tree. We're not very far off the road, are we?
You're not particularly.
So this would be like a really good spot. I mean, it's not quite like putting an IED in the road kind of thing, but it's
No.
sort of like that. It's just a
A
well-traveled
little bit, yeah.
area.
A little bit.
A little bit more suspicious that it would have just happened to be in that very tree.
Right.
But can I make an insight check on Aaron to see if he seems as though he's being
Sure,
genuine
yeah.
with me in
I
his-
want to do that as
Go
well.
ahead,
in
yeah,
his- in
absolutely.
his disappointment and sorrow. That's a 10.
Oh, that's a lot
Just
better.
a
for
10.
me.
Oh no, 12. Beg your pardon.
Insight. That is an 18.
All right. You notice that he's a little bit nervous. He's sort of like looking around as though he feels like something's watching him.
Aaron, walk with me.
Well,
Walk with me.
very, very well. Yes. What can I do for you?
I'll keep watching over the steel.
Look straight ahead and don't do anything out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary. What?
Just keep walking.
I'm walking. He does so.
You're nervous about what?
Well, it's sort of odd. I don't know that it's the sort of thing that you wouldn't. It's nothing. It's nothing.
No, odd indeed. You are being odd right now.
Roll me an intimidation check.
You're making this weird, Aaron. Stop
Oh
making it
my
weird.
gosh. 24.
Well, it's just that you have to understand that I'm not a superstitious chap usually, but
Just a little station.
ever since I'm just a little stitious. He says ever
And
since
canon.
there you go. It says it's just that well, ever since my father died, I feel like I don't want to say it. I'm afraid he'll go away. But ever since my father died, I feel like he's been haunting me. These strange things have been happening ever since my father died. I don't know. They're just bad things seem to happen to those around me, and I'm a bad luck charm. I'm very sorry to say. I'm afraid that
Soup's ready!
the soup's ready.
Wait. 17 insight on that story.
All right. He seems pretty genuine about that. He seems terrified that his father is haunting him. Says, I don't know what I did to upset him. Really, I thought we had.
I'm very disappointed in you. You believe in ghosts.
Yes, I suppose I do. I didn't, but I do.
I thought I would get more out of this and something more substantial than superstitious, useless time wasters. Never mind. Believe what you want to believe. Think it's a ghost. It's probably some orc parade, some... I don't know. Let's go back.
Yes, well, I'm rather looking forward to that soup. Please don't
Yes,
tell
I
anyone.
won't tell anyone.
Thank you.
Man, I would be so good at this right now. Priest of Black.
That's true. He goes back and he's looking a little nervous, but he sits down. Yes.
Well, he looks all nervous when he sits down.
Yes.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Could I have looked for tracks while we were walking?
Yes. Sure. Roll me a survival check.
Nice.
Okay.
While we're at back at the camp, I'm gonna be looking over my crystal ball, and I'll have my unseen servant bring me my
In
food.
there? I mean, there's gonna be a couple.
Ask your servant.
18.
Well, it's
All right.
unseen servants, good.
You find small footprints about the size of a halfling's feet.
It's Sam!
About the size of a halfling's feet. That
Could be me.
seem to be.
Possessed.
I know who it is. It's Red Herring.
The
Ah!
You keep him out of this.
You notice small footprints, and they seem to be in heavy boots, but about the size of a halfling's feet, that are walking right up to the tree that he cut down.
I swear.
And then walking right away from them back towards your camp. About halfway to your camp, the footprints disappear. The trail stops.
It's probably a red dragon.
Hey, sweet.
Probably
Tom,
left
they
it dead.
walked in the
Halfling form.
Why do I?
Sweet
Oh.
Sweetness.
That's the impression that I'm getting.
I would like to.
Silent heavy boots.
I would like to sleight of
Can you
hand
give me a monster?
Okay.
the group as I come in to the camp.
What do you want to sleight of hand? What do you want to do?
I want to say,
What? You see a trap. It's a jackal. Shut up!
I hope there's not a jackal around here.
Maybe.
I pull close and say, someone was watching.
Someone may be here. Where? Shut up. Is it one of us? Maybe.
Now we're just in the thing.
It was small footprints.
That seems mighty accusatory.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was you.
Well, there's only one of us here who's got small footprints.
Yep.
I mean, I suppose your footprints are rather small, but not out of the ordinary. Were they her small or his small?
It
Oh,
was
but they're one of the.
but he's not wearing heavy boots, is he? Or are you?
I lift up my boots. They're just regular old leather boots.
So
They don't match the footprints.
Same.
Well, there is another one like you walking around, and it went to your tree.
Well, that sort of
A druid.
terminology is a bit cruel, don't you think? Another one like him? That's only... Your people
Is that
have
the
contributed
concern
quite a
at
lot
this
to
point?
society.
The druid of the green.
halfling.
Oh, the halfling. Sorry. Then after he went to the tree, he went halfway to the camp, and then his footprints disappeared.
I've heard of mages that can do that. The sort that can pop right out of thin air and into another place in another thin air.
Or it could be one of those wild priests.
A wild priest.
Yes.
What sort of thing?
The ones, the Outlanders have them.
Yes.
Those priests of the nature who can change shape.
You're saying a priest of the red could have done this.
Could be.
Why would a priest of the red want to harm us?
Why would a priest of the red want to place a trap for a silencer?
Well, you I understand, but the rest of us. Well, I suppose it was you who was harmed.
But it's all coming together now.
It's just because Thaddeus sucks.
Do you think we should go and look for him?
As you say that, your voice comes out quite a bit higher pitched than you had thought.
Yeah. Yeah. You think we should go look for him?
Why would that be? Why would that be? Is that just like thaumaturgy and this dude's just like messing with him?
Is this within the last 10 minutes?
What's that?
Is this within the last 10 minutes?
There's no magical effect going on.
Oh, that's pull.
If
Pull
he's-
poopy.
If he simply changed,
Yes, it is.
fellows. Give him some time.
Give me some time.
And as you sort of scratch, does your character have any facial hair?
No.
Okay.
How old are you?
23.
Is that puberty age?
For a halfling,
Yes.
they're roughly the same age as humans,
Regular humans.
when they have their various stages of life.
A little bit older? Why?
No reason.
I don't know what to do.
Can I roll a perception check now that I'm a little bit on edge that
Yeah,
there
roll a
might be
perception
someone looking at us?
I also roll perception.
I got a 20.
Osborne, as you're just sort of scratching your chest, you feel like your pecs are a little bit swollen.
What? What's happening? Are you sleepwalking?
Not that I know of. God, his door look bigger.
Does he notice?
I'm not flexing. I'm not flexing. I'm not flexing.
Inspiration.
What is this? What are you doing?
So as you sort of show off,
I'm not flexing, I
you all
promise.
look and you notice that the hair that would have been growing on his face and his chest was looking a bit thinner.
What? I don't know what any of this
Can
means.
I investigate his body?
I just
I may not. I may not
Only
agree
if
with
he
you
consents to
touching
it.
me.
Only
need
if
to
he consents.
remember
Cosmo
that
does not
He's
consent.
very
I know.
confident in his
My hands are a little cold. I'm
No.
very confident
It's the
in my
most
touching.
clinical pickup line that's ever
Yes
been
means yes and no means yes.
Well, what you can do though. Where did I put it?
Is roll for initiative.
Oh, here it is. Is roll for initiative. No, you can make me a nature. Yeah, nature check.
Okay, that's,
Oh,
I can kind of do
Come
that.
on.
Specifically seen, since he asked. Yeah.
Dang it.
I rolled well.
What does that do?
Yeah, that's 11.
11.
Yeah, not
You go look, and I mean it's certainly odd. It seems as though he's. You notice that his body hair seems to be thinner than it should be. It seems to have been falling out. As you investigate, you see that his it's not really that his pecs are swollen so much as it is like and so much as it is like his breasts are actually swollen.
Answer?
He's turning into a girl.
What?
I'm in the same thought.
So yeah, as you look him over, that's sort of the impression that you get. You don't know
Wow.
what could have caused this, but if you explain that to the rest of the group, they might be able to.
Wait,
Yeah.
what was the first thing that happened to you?
Do I know that I might be turning
His voice
into...
came out higher
Oh,
pitched.
that's right, that's right.
His mammary glands appear to be expanding, and his body hair is falling.
Not in any particular like immense amount,
Yeah.
but just
you noticed.
enough
Just
to
to notice.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed too. Guys!
I take him aside and I explain.
Your body might be going through some changes.
We have a really awkward video for you in 5th grade.
So let's anyone who would like, now that Nick has explained that, can roll
I
a
would.
nature check.
Please, thank you.
This is super gender fluid.
Oh, 19.
I actually got a...
So you
Oh,
found
although
this
he's
before.
better.
I got a 21.
I got an 8.
I have found this before.
Both of you recognize these. The two of you. You found this in a corpse that you were doing an autopsy on.
Oh.
It's a worm known as the Kiabi worm.
Oh.
And the Kiabi worm is incredibly resilient. It survives chewing, cutting, cooking, even digestive fluids, and it can still be alive and multiply in the body while it's being digested. And as it starts to multiply, it enhances slowly the opposite sex characteristics of whatever, sort of like steroids, that the effect that steroids can have. It enhances opposite sex characteristics in the body. And eventually, sometimes, the conflict of its enzymes with the body's hormones can lead to an early death. If it's not cured.
Of course.
So how did you...
You
Sam,
would
I
also
just want to say that, like,
you would
all
also
your characters
recognize
die.
this worm. Now that you've
Here we go.
and we're back. All right, so
Sorry.
in regards to the mysterious worm that Osborne has eaten, that is now causing him to exhibit opposite sex characteristics, he Aaron turns to UI and says, "Well, if you're right, and those are Kuyabi worms, then well, that would mean that they're likely still in there."
Do they reproduce inside of him?
Quite quickly, yes.
Oh,
How
that
can
is
we get rid of
amazing.
them as fast as possible?
We could cut you open and take them out.
Well, that's one way.
We could feed you up and
You
it's
said
No.
as quickly
I
as
think
possible.
I think I might have a better way. Let me see if I can whip something up. He takes a moment and
How much is this thing cost?
he said, "Well, he
Just run over to the
pulls
pod
out
right
his
now.
he pulls out his pouch and he starts pulling things out, putting them together. And he says, right, here we are. Give me 10 minutes."
Okay.
You can make it longer if you want.
The next 10 minutes, he's boiling some things together, cooking them.
See,
And
I put you to sleep next time.
He hands you after 10 minutes, a small wooden cup, and inside is a dirty, nasty-looking liquid that has a lot of
Polyjuice potion.
grit, floating around in it. And he says, "This should do the trick, but quite expensive in red plants.
That's
I
okay.
had to import some of these all the way from Roguerick. These things are common there.
How did you use anything from Roguerick?
Well, I have a friend who he's a
I suppose that means
he's a lith, you see, and he said he fought with a fellow Quint something, and he I don't know, he was under the employ for a while of Rogier Worldsbane. Yes,
So this will work, right?
I think.
Do you have any other choice?
It's
there it
quite a
goes.
lot though. wait, he hadn't handed it to you. He says, he says,
Great. Cut.
you already
Scene two.
Acted,
he
Colby.
says, it costs quite a lot, I'm afraid.
How much?
50 gold pieces so I can replenish my supply.
Well, your life it is then.
I've got a.
How much money do you have?
I don't know.
He says, but that said, I'm certain that the dwarves will pay you well for the return of the princess.
Can I?
How long until we get there?
Can I make another?
Can
Can I make another deal?
What's that?
How about you?
I am a
continue traveling with us?
priest of the green.
You could just leave me here.
Finding plants is a joy for me. So, on our travels, I would like to study under you in herbology and help you find rare material.
Well, if you did so, I suppose that would be helpful to me. We could learn quite a lot from each other, I'm sure. But I wouldn't be able to replenish my supply. And if the Kiabi worm, this is, as I said, I'm going to the line to help the forces of Canaan against the usurper king, and of course the forces of Hinakath as well, as they need it. And well, I'm afraid if they were to encounter the Kiabi worm, I wouldn't have anything to cure it. But perhaps I'm certain they would be willing to offer some.
I like your idea of
What about this?
the money from the dwarves. So if I drink this now, since you've already brewed it,
Yes.
it'd be a waste if I didn't.
Well, certainly, it's going to you one way or the other. I will give it to you if it's absolutely necessary. I will give it to you for free. I don't want someone to suffer, but I need to replenish my supply.
Interest, of course. Along with it.
No interest. No interest.
Thank you.
And Barnaby, sitting on his shoulder, goes,
You bargain like one of my kids.
Then, yes, I will replenish your supply, and we will learn from each other on the path to the Dwarven City.
I thank you then. I thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Drink up, my friend. Great.
And as he does that, I just whisper to you and say,
Trying to make it as hard as I can.
No!
A question.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
It's going to work. I assure you. And it tastes
It's
horrible.
so bad.
And you can feel like the solids
It's
going
so bad.
down.
Forgive my ignorance of the craft.
So bad.
Why don't you simply give it poison to his stomach to rebel? Are they living in his stomach or further down?
Well, they normally live all the way down in the digestive tract.
Something that will run its course, as it were. Or is
Oh
that
no,
what-
I'm gonna.
is it never
Yeah,
like
no, I'm
this?
gonna
Well,
keep
that's sort of what I have
Oh,
given him. You have to understand, these creatures, they're very durable. They're very hard to get rid of, the Kiabi worms. So, if
If this doesn't work, I'm really not sure what to do.
You'll have to cut him open and take him out.
No, I don't want that.
I'm sure you've dissected your fair share of corpses.
Is that a medicine check? If so, no. I'm really. Let me put it this way. I'm really good at dissecting dead things, not so much alive. If he wants to stay that way, it might be a
Please?
little bit difficult.
Please.
Still the same anatomy.
No.
Well, if we lose him, we
Some
may be
things
able
don't
to make
matter when
use
they're
of
already
him.
dead.
Guys, I'm right here. I'm right here.
I don't think I'll be allowed that.
I did not imagine so silent, sir. These are jokes. We have such a rapport building between us. I'm sure it is safe.
Clearly.
Yes, you are bellows and laughs, the two of you.
Still right here.
Great.
I pat you on the head and I take you to a different corner of the tent. And I'm just
I'm just weeping.
I'm trying to
I
console you.
don't want to be a woman and then die. I
It's
don't.
alright.
I don't want it.
The black is very welcoming.
What? No! I don't want the black.
Perhaps we should consort the red then.
But I don't. No!
You managed to travel on for the rest of the day.
Let me ask him one question.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Oz,
What?
does your god, Yuane, right?
Yes.
Does she believe in karma?
I don't know what that is.
Isn't it notion in Dar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
I mean, the notion would be, it probably wouldn't be the word karma, but for our purposes that works fine.
He gave us
You
a-
come
Yeah.
up with a word. and
What
let's
goes
say-
around comes around.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
that's the idea. Like, karma will work. We're not speaking common, we're speaking English, so.
Alright. Well, I guess
You say that.
question retracted or whatever.
No, that works. What you said is totally fine. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I was curious for a second. I don't know
What?
all of the things.
And I continue walking.
You continue on for the rest of the day until finally you find a place to make camp. Same watch order?
I really need
No.
to first watch tonight because
I'm not watching.
the vision's gonna go away
That's
during,
true.
during the night at some point. I should be good for the first 2 hours.
That's true. Yeah, there you go.
But you said 17 hours, so
Alright.
12 hours a day. I can do these two,
Once.
and then I'm gonna wake up blind tomorrow.
Alright, so first watches, you two.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me that first con save. DC 10.
I'm not
When did it
watching,
say?
so.
I'm gonna grab
Yeah.
some cards. By
Yeah,
the way.
sure.
I have 3.
What are you grabbing?
So there's a
I'm good.
copper somewhere. Oh, copper. Taking a moment of reflexes. You gain advantage on your next dex or intelligence save.
Nice.
I rolled a 9 for an 11. So use
And
my
then,
accordance.
Silver, circumnavigate. You discover an alternative means to
10
get around.
is the DC.
And
The first
encounter.
one.
Right. With my mod, the 9 plus the
Is
2.
it good?
But what do you need encounter?
So the
encounter?
die roll was a 9.
I have
This
one
is the
inspiration.
portable
I'm
one.
so sad.
So you just used ice, which is
Right, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you passed the save.
Yes. Beautiful.
How'd you do?
Oh no, I rolled a nat 16.
All right, and second hour.
Okay, I'll roll for this.
You both bared out for the first hour.
I cry myself to sleep.
Oh, crit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And 13 on this one.
I'm singing you lullabies.
So you're good for the next
Are we
hour as well.
okay?
Alright.
To apply to the condition that I currently have.
This is how women
It's
feel
like
all the time.
Most of the things from
And I punch you in the face. No.
Yeah. So using an inspiration
Yeah,
card,
yes.
shake it off.
Yeah,
If
sure.
you are paralyzed, poisoned, petrified, or stunned, the condition ends. So your natural defenses, your natural immunities, as you expect for your eyesight to start fading again, it never does. It seems like
Alright.
the disease has
Good
run
deal.
its course from the yellow spores, and you are healed. Would you put that at the bottom of the copper skull?
hurrah.
Yes.
Coppers are good.
Coppers are
Alright.
real good.
All right.
I don't
so,
even bother with the gold and silver. It's copper or platinum.
Nah. All right. So third hour. You're
hour.
still outside at this point, right?
Indeed I am.
All right.
Where are most
Nice.
of the plants that we were talking about?
They're
Yeah,
all through there. Take a look at that text I sent you, and it'll tell you the page number, I think.
Alright, cool.
Nat 19.
This will be an
I'm
AC
good.
12 for you, won't it?
Uh,
I rolled 11.
oh,
Bummer.
that's gonna be one level. Is that your first or second?
Now it's my second since I
Well,
got
no,
one off.
Yeah, but you had the.
I got
Oh,
one.
oh.
I had 2 last
Yeah,
night,
and so
so I
you-
got one off.
Healed was he's on to you now.
So I
Let
can
that
Speed
burn.
have.
One?
Yikes. Not, are you on second watch?
No.
Then you're good.
And the second hour was the second hour, second watch. Here we go. I have
DC
Nat 8.
13.
God,
Yeah,
I might drag
I'm
this
not
down
falling
on
to it
tomorrow's
tonight.
watch, y'all. I might need to ride on the yak. Oh, that's a crit. Okay.
All right,
Oh,
so
you're
you're
good.
good for that and
That
the
was
next
first,
hour.
so you
Yeah,
don't
should have
get
done that
to-
first.
Right.
Yeah, where was that?
All right,
Retroactively,
well,
I
headed
could.
back inside. Who's the third watch?
Yep. So I will
And it's,
move into the
Aaron.
tent for this 2 hours to reset
take
my
my blanket.
PC. Yep. I
He's
hand off
an
the
alien.
blanket.
Crit!
All right,
Oh.
you're good for both hours. You and Aaron sort of huddle up under the blanket. It's like wrapped around you as you sit next to the
Completely
dying fire.
platonic.
Completely platonic.
Body warmth only.
Thank you for sharing your blanket.
Yeah, I just sort of looked at him and I said, completely platonic.
Yes, of course.
No.
I'm a little awkward. I have like,
You
we're not
talk to
supposed to
dead.
be
You
close.
talk to dead.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just like, yep. Yep.
Yeah. After a while, you head back in.
Hangs around in a morgue all day.
Into the
Expect
tent.
her to-
Fourth watch. Who's on fourth?
That would
Nope.
be me
All right.
and
Nope.
just me.
Oh, just you. All right.
Not much of
Because
this.
he's going that
So
way.
10 and then 11.
What's FEF?
Poopy?
First or fifth edition.
Wow. Okay, that's
Where's
a
that?
10.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
And
This
second
is
one?
your first one. So you're alright.
11.
And a 7.
No, that'll be 1. That'll be 1.
That is.
Fifth
However, that 1 will immediately go away.
Oh, good.
As the cold starts to set in, you complete your long rest. I don't have a hard copy of 5th edition, folks. I just have
Okay.
a digital
Makes sense.
copy.
Cool.
Same.
As the cold starts to set in, the morning starts and Aaron comes out to start cooking up some breakfast. And as the breakfast fire is going, it sort of warms you back up.
So I don't have any of my bad exhaustions,
Correct.
as it was called.
Keep an eye on him, will you? Make sure he doesn't eat anything around the
Yes,
campfire.
I'll do my best.
Don't suppose you took purified food and drink, did you?
Also, I would like to
Oh, well.
switch my bowl with Sam's whenever I get a chance.
Switch what?
Switch soup bowls whenever we get a chance. Just in case you decided to.
Since there's halfling druids around. Okay, cool.
Also, yeah, can
That
we
makes
can
sense.
we check for more tracks?
Yeah. see if
Yeah,
there's
check for
still
more
anybody
tracks.
around.
Sure, absolutely. Everybody who wants to check the tracks can roll me a survival check.
Survival, I got a 15.
20.
Boom!
Soft.
Oz is so distraught, he's not.
He's not
Yeah.
even rolling.
Basically useless.
Makes
And
sense.
I'm consoling him.
As you
for
look
trying.
around,
I'm not very good at it.
you do find a set of tracks. They start about 30 feet away from your camp, and they're headed away from your camp, and they are again halfling tracks.
Oh, you slippery.
That size.
What?
He's back. Let's go.
Yes.
Do you want to do it stealthily?
I'm not gonna be able to.
I mean, I'll try.
Both of y'all are
I'm
heavy
at
armor.
Disadvantage -1, so.
Alright.
Likewise. So
Let's see how it goes.
do it.
While they're doing that,
1.
5.
So,
oh,
as you sneak along, roll me a perception check, each of you.
Oh, great. And my
Can you send me
and my
a
our
definition of
perceptions
something?
are terrible.
Oh, right. Sorry. Roll. That's about
that
as
is
cocked
way
as it
cocked.
gets.
Do I feel better this morning?
You feel so much better this morning.
Okay, I'm still
6.
distraught. So.
A 6?
Yeah, that was good. Crit fail.
Oh man!
We are so good.
All
at
right.
things.
Well, you follow the tracks for a while, and then
I'm
suddenly,
gonna use my detect thing again.
yeah, you
my
still don't
sense.
detect anything, and you come to the end of the tracks. They suddenly seem to have stopped. Now that you've gotten to the end of the tracks, roll me another perception check.
Okay, great.
Okay, 16.
Okay.
Better.
It's 20.
Might not be good enough.
So,
7.
on the ground, you find a small pouch. Yeah. You find a small pouch of, it's some kind of tough leather. And it's just sort of laying on the ground.
Mhm.
They're right where the tracks end.
Yeah.
Chip.
Please,
Uh,
the worm.
chip.
Please.
I'm gonna
Chip.
using my javelin.
All
I'm gonna
about
hook
it.
it around the back of the
Alright.
bag, and I think. Can we open it here or
Sports.
take it back to camp?
Sports. Sports.
I can agree with Haley on that one.
Maybe you're
They
resistant
deserve
now.
it.
And I
Ain't that right,
back away
sister?
slowly.
Over me, grant my resistance.
I like
So
it
I'm
better.
gonna just like
Love it.
put it down on the snow, and then this is very technical charades going on here. And I'm gonna flip the top of it open because I assume it's like the way the Bag of Devouring looks in the DMG as far as
Kind of like that, yeah. It's good.
So I'll flip
I
the
can
top
help
flap
you with
open.
my pike.
Yeah, for
He's
just
got a
poking it
very
with
large
sticks.
stick.
So I'll flip the top part of it open with my javelin
Alright.
and just kind of like open it just by kind of flicking one edge of it so that it opens.
All right. It does open, so it's open now.
All right, and I'm gonna put edge of my
Yeah, sort of
cloak
pull
up.
some cloak up. Yeah.
and then
Alright.
lean over and I'm gonna lean over. Excuse me, I can't do that bit of the voice. I'm gonna lean over and have a look into the bag.
So
What do we hear?
as you sort of peek into the bag.
I'm peeking, by the way, from my full height as much as I can
Yeah,
to
okay.
see what I
Oh
can
yeah,
see.
you're
just
short.
kinda-
I forgot.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's funny because.
So
My
as you-
full
as
neck-
you flip
my-
over
my
back, you
neck
sort of take
height.
your javelin and lift it so you can see in. You can see a small spotted yellow and green leaf inside.
What kind of an idiot do you think I am?
I'll touch it.
I would
yeah,
so touch
that's
it.
what
He's
kind of
not,
an
we're
idiot
not
he
here
is.
though.
Let's bring it
Yeah.
back to the druid.
Make him touch it. While they're away, by the way, I'm gonna come to
Can we
while,
do like
while
an
he's
nature check?
crying,
Yeah, you can do an nature check.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
crying.
Maybe.
having a bad time. I'm gonna go
He's
to our,
good now.
Go to our yeah,
Four-
he's still
14.
crying. Going to our
Alright,
family
I'll get back
friends,
to y'all. Yeah, go ahead.
and I ask him,
Do those checks.
you don't need to sleep, correct?
We do tend to avoid sleeping. Yes.
Is it possible that you might be able to watch for this halfling?
What do you mean?
Could you stay up while we all? No, not the whole time, of course, but keep an eye open for them specifically.
You mean at night?
Yes.
That is the point of staying outside of the tent, yes? That is why I have been suffering the cold for the past few nights, yes?
Dear
Yes.
Lord.
What do you think I've been doing outside of the tent?
What do you
Suffering
think
the
I've
cold?
been
You're not very good at it, so.
How much have you found at night? In the dark? In the cold? Under your blankets?
Under your blankets.
I was smart enough to make a blanket on
The
the
unsleeping wizard could just have his familiar sitting on top of the tent and just be looking through its eyes.
Eyes?
But, yeah,
It's
its
just a
senses.
constant alarm.
It's just that
bell.
one finger is like boop, it flicks around.
Again, eyeball him.
No.
There you go. I need two of them. Wouldn't work.
No, just one.
It
That
balances
just
on
looks
the thumb.
dumb.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Aaron about learning herbology.
Yeah. What do you
Maybe
say?
breach into alchemy. Thank you so much for the potion you gave me yesterday. I feel much better today.
Well, I was hoping it would work. I'm glad it did. I was afraid that it might not be the Kiabi one that you had at all.
What do you mean afraid that I was? What do you mean?
Well, there was always the chance that we had misidentified the cause of the problem, in which case, well, that...
It seemed like I had the symptoms of a garrote. Well,
Yes, well, it did. You're right, yes. I suppose, yes.
um,
I've never run.
That's terrible.
so how long have you been doing herbology and alchemy?
Oh, well, frankly, I started. Well, my father was always better at it. You see, and I started in his footsteps, and well, I suppose I dedicated myself fully when he died. He always said I was well, he used a word I don't like to use, but he said I wasn't very good at it, to say the least.
Multiple words, but yeah,
That's
I
rude.
understand. Well, I never knew my father, so I guess we're on the same, not really level, but
Well, not really quite at all, no.
yeah. But I was wondering, since you seem like a master to me, even though you're
Not at all, sir, no.
I think you are.
I'm merely my father always said that well, he would become frustrated when I would see a person in need and I would offer them a curative for free. He didn't like that so much. He said I would only run myself into ruin if I did that.
You know what you sound like to me?
What's that?
A priest of the green.
Do I?
You do.
Are you trying
You
to
take care. you take
Every
care.
day.
You take care of people using the gifts from Elaine.
Well, it's not just you, eh? No, I like to think that most people would take care of people if they had the chance.
No, I think so. I would love to learn under you if that's all right.
Well, I mean, certainly, as we agreed, of course.
Thank you.
Is there a particular thing you'd like to learn?
Maybe potion making.
Potion making?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I know quite a lot about that.
Potion making and maybe increasing my nature check.
Yeah, give me
What?
about 6 Yeah.
He says.
Roll a meta check.
He says.
Go on, roll
He says, well, I likely couldn't teach you much more about nature.
That's very true.
That's to be fair, but
I don't know why I
have
asked.
like a +2.
he says, as far as potions go, I know quite a lot about that. He says, here, I'll show you one, and he teaches you some basics of how to make some basic potions.
Sweet.
Um,
Cool.
So yeah.
That sounds good. I like it. I'm just gonna stick with him most of the time and learn everything he does.
All right, sounds good.
So what do we have here with this leaf?
16.
Well, 16 and a 14.
Back to the leaf.
You have seen this before, but you can't place it. You know that you're not supposed to touch them.
I'm not gonna.
You saw this once on a battlefield.
Oh, okay.
You saw a soldier who had he had gone.
Look, I find him backwards and his religion to be heretical. I find him naive to the point of extraordinary foolishness. I do not wish to see him crippled if he's going to insist on charging into danger at every possible pointless, ridiculous opportunity. Nor do I wish to have to expend some of Loromir's gifts upon healing him of that crippling. With all due respect, this seems like a poor decision and a waste of our time.
What
We should-
about his backside? He doesn't need that.
I'm going to leave it here.
Well, let's take it with us to
You may
study
do
at
what you
least.
like.
Okay, great.
This is
Take it with
but-
me.
you missed it. This is the thing where Thaddeus goes, I didn't see it, and then he'll just leave.
And I take the leaf.
I've told you that I think it's a bad idea,
No.
and now I'm just.
There's a-
now I'm just-
Meanwhile, back at the camp, as you're working, he's showing you a poison or a potion, how to make a potion,
This is such.
and he puts it together, and you see as he sets the potion off to the side. He says, "Now the next thing you're going to want to do," and you hear a slurping, and he looks over, and Barnaby's slurping at the potion, and he says, "Barnaby, where have you been?" And he takes Barnaby. He sets him like back into his coat, and then Barnaby sort of cuddles up and shivers against the cold. And he hands you the potion, and he says, "I apologize. Try drinking this."
Is that how you sanitize most of?
I don't
Are we
think we're
there
back
yet?
yet.
Okay.
No, this is
Leave-
while y'all are on your way back.
Sorry.
He says, "Here, try drinking this."
Sam, that's to you.
Oh.
Let's do you.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the stream.
Oh, is it broken again?
Shame on you.
It crashed and was back up.
Try drinking this.
Full.
Well, it's the one he's showing you how to make. He says, "Try it."
Mm.
It's nice. It's a decent taste.
Refreshing.
All right. For the next day, you will automatically pass your first con save against exhaustion.
Nice.
Oh,
Cool.
That's
tasty.
Awesome.
He says, "So, yes, it's quite a warm tincture, as
It
it
does,
were."
yeah.
Yes.
And what's this one called?
He's this I don't really have a name for it. I've just always called it bottled warmth myself.
Oh, crack.
What did you use to make it?
And he describes several different herbs and things like that. I would say.
Okay. I'll write those down.
It's not
Alright.
as expensive as the mixtures he made.
No, it's fairly cheap to make that one. Yeah, it specifically will help you against con saves against cold,
which is
nothing else.
pretty.
Which is, yeah, it's pretty handy. And you can hear Barnaby shivering up under his coat. And then you two walk back in again.
Put the leather pouch up.
Alright. Where do you put it? Where he can't see it?
That would be yes.
Where are you hiding?
Let's see. What do I have?
You're gonna be rolling perception against him in a second.
I'll
I'm not.
put it.
You're
If
like,
I don't care.
Fair enough.
I'll put it underneath. There's kind of like a spike, or not a spike, but just like a kink in the armor on my splint pauldron.
oh, so sort of like how the pauldron like folds up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Could he roll a sleight of hand against my passive perception?
Against your regular perception, active perception. I guess you're not trying.
I'm not trying to
surpass it.
surpass it.
So yeah, do sleight of hand against
What's
passive.
your passive?
13.
Alright, you could probably do that. Maybe. I don't know what your sleight of hand is.
Sure, this is 13. Oh, it's gonna be
I
so
thought that would
hard.
be way higher than that.
He's not terribly wise.
No.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's proficient in perception.
I'm not proficient in perception.
Did you crit fail?
12.
Ah. So you see, as he comes into camp, Farin seems to be stuffing something under his pauldron.
Maybe he's itching.
All right, cool.
You notice, but you don't care.
I don't care.
Aaron, what is our next step?
Well, I suppose now we're just to continue on.
Trying to catch up. How far ahead do I think they are? Like, how? I assume we're moving
They're-
faster than they
You're
would be,
probably moving a little bit faster. You think tomorrow you'll probably catch up to them.
which is good. They have more tents.
Right.
We also lost the tracks, so
Ah, well,
there's
There is
that.
something still here.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's strange that they followed us for a full day's travel.
Unbeknownst to us. They're very clever. And they have they have some sort of regents, some
What sort?
oh I don't know. I'm just kind of putting it out there. He has a lot of resources at his disposal to be
Well, it certainly does seem that way, yes. May I speak with you for a moment?
sure.
He pulls you aside and starts walking alongside you like before, and he says this time. When we talked before, I said I thought it might be my father's ghost that was doing this, yes?
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, is my father was
The ghost.
a man. A fully grown man. He was not a halfling. There's only one halfling with us. And also I don't know for sure, I can't be certain, but I don't think ghosts leave footprints. Are ghosts typically smaller than they were when
He's talking to the most skeptical person in the party. He's like, "There's no ghost." I
Talking to
said
the
that
wrong
the first
person.
time.
Because I don't know, but
Yeah.
if a ghost was smaller than he was in life, perhaps he could choose to leave footprints when he liked.
This is unbelievable. I don't even know the technicalities, the science behind this, if there is a science.
You know the science?
To be fair, my friend, we did see the halfling the other day turn into a plant and shoot needles at people.
It was awesome.
And two dwarves rise from the dead and strike at you with spears.
Don't try to rationalize yours.
Your superstitions.
As I said, it's just a stition. It's not quite a superstition.
Yes, your stitions.
Why is everyone supers?
You may think them valid,
They're just stitches.
because I cannot prove
He's
them
just Han
wrong.
Solo with a pike at this point.
But please, do not bother me with your ghost stories again.
I just think that if it could be that a ghost is smaller than a person, I
Right,
just don't know.
right.
Don't
You
know.
you
Do
are
you think the
right.
Priestess of Black might know?
Mm-hmm. You should go ask.
He does. He says, "Yes, I will." And he comes to UI,
Jesus.
and he says, "UI, may I talk with you for a moment?"
Why, yes.
Are we all going to get a turn with you, young man?
There you go.
I'm not that sort of a face. It's not that sort of talk. I'm new. New.
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable
What's the
now.
side with your eyes?
And he
Made
says,
it weird.
She's like,
perhaps
"Put
we
on it,
need
put on it."
a third escort to ensure that everything.
But,
Would you join us, sir?
I didn't think when I started this I'd be chaperoning.
Let's just do a little
Alright,
hike,
so
shall we?
I'm walking. I'm walking with him.
Well, as he
With a
walks
ruler.
along.
a person's. I'm not sure I understand.
A person's a person.
So
no matter
suppose
how
that
small.
I were to die, and my ghost were to be haunting you.
Is it
Would
because you went
my-
to the pits of Loromir?
Well, perhaps, but suppose that I didn't, and my ghost was here still, and my spirit stayed, my body died. Would my spirit be the same size as my body, or would it be perhaps smaller?
How great is your spirit?
I like to think that it's fairly decent.
If we're assuming.
Suppose I were a far more spirited man than I am now.
Well,
It's not a question of where he grips it. It's a
You're
simple
not-
question of weight ratio.
I'm not sure this is a matter that must be disgusting.
Well, it might matter a bit.
But you.
What?
The black.
What? Ever since my father died, you see, I these strange things have been happening, and I feel like the ghost of my father might be haunting me and causing all of these problems.
You are grieving and rationalizing randomly.
No, I didn't grieve my father perhaps too much. He was not someone that was very close with me.
So
as it were.
you're blaming him for things that are happening in your life.
Well, it's just that it
And
happened.
now you think he has taken the form of a halfling's spectre
Was
to
your.
haunt you.
Or perhaps his
by-
own spectre, but smaller
by
than he was
blinding
alive.
me and changing the halfling's gender.
Yes.
Was your father
I told you I would
a
not
bad
kill you
man?
for heresy.
But he wasn't a bad man, so
Then why would his spirit be rejected?
think of it this way.
Lord,
All of these things that have been affecting people around me, and this is always how it goes, ever since my father died. The things that affected people around me are the things that needed rare regents in order to fix them. Thus, by fixing them at such a frequent pace, I'm forced
Wait.
to charge a high
Hold
price.
on.
And
Wait.
my father always wanted me to charge higher price. He was upset with me as I would give things to people for free. I think he's trying to turn me into a more shrewd businessman. Is that funny?
You believe that your father's vengeful spirit is assaulting the people in your party in order to cause you to increase your prices to drive up your profit margins because you were too generous when he lived in the form of a halfling with heavy boots.
For putting all that together.
It says, in a word,
Yes.
yes.
Well,
So the question then remains,
You've never seen
would
Thaddeus
a
laugh
person's
before. That's
ghost
the funniest thing
be
you've ever
smaller than that person?
okay.
Did you hear that?
Atticus.
Am I hearing things?
If you call it laughing,
The whole thing about
Seems more
the
like
black
wheezing.
is that you die and your body and stuff and your soul, whatever, goes back into the world and helps it on. So like,
No, that is the that's the orcs' religion. The black believes that you lay your body to rest and then you travel into an afterlife. That's why they construct elaborate barrows for their
Okay.
humans. Yeah.
so then I think this is dumb. And I look to him in a
Me
way
too.
that's very like, you're an idiot. And I tell him,
You're an idiot.
and I don't say that, that's rude. And I tell him, well, I suppose that it is possible that his spirit might be rejected, but I don't believe that a rejected soul is granted permission to do what they wish.
But how large are they?
Your soul is the size of you. You. Why would we build?
I must leave.
I'm so.
I leave. I go back to camp.
You know, I had the
Your
opposite
soul
reaction.
would be the same size as you were.
Listen, I suppose that puts a stopper on that
Is the
theory.
young man telling jokes?
Yes, I believe that it's probably a halfling
That
who is
one
very much alive.
He's thoroughly mad.
But then that only leaves us one suspect.
Thoroughly mad.
Yes, and he is.
His father's ghost
Strange,
is angry
but
at him
why
because he
would
never
he
charged people
poison
enough money
himself?
to see for cures.
Perhaps to throw us
So
off the
his
scent.
ghost has returned.
He is a halfling experienced in the arts of herbalism.
If I were to throw off the scent of myself, I wouldn't choose a worm that could literally kill me.
Well, perhaps he knew the cure.
It didn't seem like he did.
Well, it wouldn't. Would it?
One shudders to think what he would do by himself. And how he managed.
Did you come back to camp as well?
I was already
Oh, okay.
there,
Oh, so
and
we're
so
all
I
back.
met back up with you.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it's ours, but if it would make you feel better, I shall watch it more closely.
But it. Yes, I suppose we should.
Also, you should probably talk to someone about this father thing. I mean, like a professional. Who knows?
Professional what?
I
The
don't
halfling.
know. I only just became a priest. I don't know very much. but you might want to talk to someone a little more versed in.
Yes, I've heard the priest of Lorimier can.
No, I don't mean them. Don't talk to them.
We're not there. We're
No, we're not.
You might want to just go to a temple of the Black and ask
Yes.
there. They seem to be more forgiving than those who believe in Lorimier. Lorimier is a little brass.
Yes, well, then, I suppose that I shall, do so, then.
And as
Alright.
you wander back
wait,
to
wait,
camp,
wait, no, we have an awkward leaving. I look and I'm like,
Platonic,
Yeah.
platonic.
yes. Alright then.
Right.
I'll just.
Yes, and then I'll follow
You.
behind. I'll wait. You go first.
Okay.
And as you go off, he puts his fists on his hips and he shakes his head, and you can hear him mutter to himself, I still think he might just be smaller.
and he heads back to camp behind you.
When he gets there, I'll say to him, "Oh man,
Roll a perception check.
the dead do not come back on their
Or
own."
I'm sorry, what's your past perception? That's what I should go with.
Nothing. 9.
And why would they?
Alright, cool.
Those who die as Lorimir's blessed have a wonderful afterlife. Golden
I
place,
did like
light,
to go
sun.
and do something productive. While
Have
I
you
was
been?
with
What do you
that.
want to do?
Have you seen this afterlife?
I wanted to see if there was any more leaves, shrubs, berries, vegetation of any kind, fungus, mushrooms, maybe something growing on the trees or something that would help me to figure out why would he have this or why this person would have this particular thing.
Like, if that's around here anywhere?
That or if maybe he has something else that may have fallen off.
Okay. Yeah, roll a investigation check.
Okay, I'm poopy, so this will be straight up. That's cocked.
Try again.
Alright, we'll do it better.
Straight up, that was cocked.
Well, it couldn't be straight up and cocked.
Actually, yes. 11.
11? Alright. As you're looking around, you don't find anything else. You do find, excuse me, you do find a couple more footprints, but really they don't seem to lead anywhere. It's just a couple sets before they're gone.
I will find you.
And I will kill you.
And I will kill you.
I have a very particular set of skills.
They involve riding
And
horses,
finding halflings is one of them.
hitting people with pikes, and being skeptical of
Alright.
cities.
Well then, if that's it, you continue on for the day.
For the day?
At the end of the day, you think that tomorrow morning you will manage to catch up with the rest of the group. So,
Night rolls.
night rolls. Let's have
Right.
those.
Okay.
DC 10 for the first
Yeah.
hour.
Now that I'm feeling better, I'll take final.
Oof.
You'll
Alright,
take what?
We're good.
Final watch.
All right, cool.
For the
First
first
one I'm
hour, I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
walk around the camp.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Okay, roll me a soul
Yeah, I
check.
can't do that. So.
Yeah. I'll leave you to it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll just stay
disadvantaged
where I am.
because exhausted.
Yeah,
Wow. So a 16 at disadvantage
So you have that
Pretty
19.
good.
You
Yeah, I
hear
have that
scratching inside the tent.
inside the.
It's Sam.
It's Barnaby.
It's Barnaby.
The godforsaken wreck.
I went straight to Sam and they all went for Barnaby.
Wow, you're so mean.
Well, why would it?
Why would
we
you
just
grab
Sam's
him?
like.
He's a
Help
halfling
me
and we're
out of
having
here.
halfling problems.
And
I'm
he's
crazy.
asleep just in his.
Halflings are.
sleepwalking.
They're just like a
huge
halflings are known
dwarf.
for randomly scratching
He's
stuff.
sleepwalking.
He's turned into a needle blight in his
Yeah.
sleep.
My crawling claw, of course, has blind sense for 30 feet.
Okay.
Nice.
Can I detect anything through that sense?
Yeah, as you detect
Yeah,
with that
blind
is blind sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As you detect
Great.
through that
It's
sense,
better than Trimmer's.
you can just sort of sense out that it seems like Barnaby is crawling around near Farin's his bedroll.
Shape changer.
Touch me.
Barnaby's a shape
Tom,
changer.
I'm gonna punt this record.
The large human would have the most warmth, I suppose. In any case, so I don't find anything else around the camp while I'm kind of scoping out.
Check out what he's doing.
It's a raccoon.
Just going
It's a
around
raccoon.
snuggling up
He's a
with
shape
humans.
changer. I figured it out.
Yeah, you, the player, might have.
Anything else? No. I just wanted to scope out the place. So
All right.
taking the advice of the wood elf here, who said
All
we
right.
have to look
And did
after
you guys
stuff.
do your con saves?
I did not yet, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
now.
I'm good. I got a 15.
Good.
That
Second
first one's an 11.
You wanna take that?
11 is good.
Second
second
one,
Still got that 19.
I've still got 3 hours.
Second one is a 12.
All right, 12 is good.
Second one
You see what's 11?
is
Cool.
this is 18.
All right.
You're
You're then the third one for each of you.
My third hour.
I'm only. Oh, right, because now, yeah.
It's sleep. Another 18.
15.
right?
Oh, 16.
16's good.
It's the end of
And
the
the
day.
fourth one.
I'll roll a 19 on the fourth one for a
Nice.
21 total.
And that's cocked. Will be 14 at. Yeah, 14.
All right, nice. So then, second or third watch. Who's on third watch? That's you and Aaron, right?
Did I do anything during my
Me,
watch?
my
You
friend.
did not.
Okay.
What's con save, right?
Ooh.
18.
He's looking particularly cold at the end of his watch. You did well. And the next one.
I begrudgingly scoot a little closer.
He sort of flinches for a moment and then
So-
inches
God,
over.
the two of you are just.
You got
This
a
is
weird,
cringe
weird thing going on.
It's like a
Dang
Michael
it!
Sarah and a girl Michael Sarah are trying to
I
interact
got
with
10.
each other.
You both
Impressive
failed the
balance.
second one, so you're both
We're
particularly
a little
cold.
too close.
Uh,
It's weird.
Yeah, well, you can't quite get close enough. Every time one of you inches a little closer,
The other one moves
kinda
away.
inches away subconsciously.
It's just
And
not working.
by the end of the night, you each have a level of exhaustion. However, once you've rested in the tent, it'll go away since it's just the one.
Oh, okay, good.
So and you're only at 1 right now.
Now I'm
right?
done, yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the night, you'll be good as well.
Finally.
All right.
You're free.
So you
Yeah.
both
Can I have on my watch just like while I was doing that, just sort of be like keeping an eye like backwards on Sam? I'm
Sure,
still
yeah,
convinced that he
yeah.
might be sleepwalking.
Then roll me a perception check.
I don't want to
What's that perception?
use the good hits. Plus 4?
Plus 4.
13 plus 4.
17.
17. Alright,
You rolled a
You
plus
rolled
you
a
four.
notice
plus
that
4?
in his sleep, he's sort of rolling a bit, and he looks very uncomfortable.
I'm still convinced he's a sleepwalker, so I'm gonna scooch forward just a little bit.
Okay.
Is there?
Really awkwardly.
You just see he's rolling, and as he rolls over, you can see
that
he's
me?
got a rash on his
God!
side. So it's sort of, you can see
You
it
didn't
starts
even do
here as his shirt's ridden up in his sleep, so it can start right there on his backside. It looks like it extends down below into the pant line.
Well, I don't want to touch it.
Barnaby's a
That's the one thing that I don't want to touch.
Like a
So,
psionic
Yeah,
raccoon.
so I just kind of go. I make a mental note and I go sit down, continue my watch.
Those are like
we do
double,
whatever.
not a
and we're
thing.
good.
Alright.
Also, when I go to sleep, make sure to sleep like not next to him. I don't want that. Right.
Alright, fair. Farin and Oz. Oz, when you wake up, your bum is stinging. And as you reach back, you feel that there's some nettles sticking out.
But what are nettles?
Nettles are teeny tiny little thorns, like hair-sized thorns that will sting you and cause a very bad rash and itchiness.
Would shape changing get them out of me?
Oh.
You think?
If you change it to a plant.
Into a plant?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
I'm noticing
What
this.
would you
Ow,
even-
ow! I turn into a needle blight.
All right, as you turn into a needle blight, they all drop to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to shift back?
I'm gonna stay as a needle
Stay
blight.
as a
for a
needle
little
blight.
bit.
All right. Now when you
Yeah,
wake up, you
wow.
reach for your customary snack,
No, that means when I wake up, I'm like, oh
and
no!
it's half eaten.
I should have woken him up.
Your little jerky snack that you carry around is half eaten. It has little teeth marks that look like a raccoon.
I walk over to
I'm gonna punt that raccoon.
That little cur. Where is he? Where
I
is
stop
he?
him.
What? What are you doing like that? Why are you that way? Why are you the way you are?
Inspiration.
My bark begins to fall off. Sorry, I had a bit of nettles in my back. I don't know how I got
And you've
that.
still got an itchy rash, but the nettles are all
But
out.
my bum is really itchy. Could you? I mean, just right there. Just right there.
Sure, let me use the pike.
Right there.
Oh no. And I go to my shoulder.
What?
Oh,
You got him
It's
too.
not there.
You got him too.
No.
Is this rash transferable by scratching? Because a lot of rashes, if you scratch, touch.
If someone else were to get the nettles, so if you scratch and got some in your fingernails and then they would be.
The nettles
but
got
you've already
grabbed.
gotten rid of the
Yeah.
nettles, so yeah.
I didn't mention this before,
But while me and Thaddeus were out scoping for
Throw Thaddeus in.
the halfling tracks that are not yours,
Obviously.
right, we found a leather pouch. Inside this leather pouch was a leaf that had some splotches, yellow splotches on it, I think.
What kind of leaf is this?
It's
Should I
it's
make a
green
nature?
Yellow. Yeah, make a nature check.
Okay.
Could you two have this
15.
conversation outside of the tent?
I'm trying to.
I'm outside.
As Steve says, as he's like rolling over slightly.
I thought we were outside.
Yeah, but and I'm trying to not sleep
I'm
here.
seated and I just rouse from my trance. And
Yeah, during our walk.
Alright, and so
Sorry.
they both walk outside then.
Okay,
Sorry?
thank you.
What kind of plant? I rolled a 15.
So you do know about it. You don't know its exact name, but you do know exactly what it is. You've seen them before.
It does have nettles. Did you rub it on me?
No, I didn't. I thought about it, but I didn't. And Barnaby touched my jerky.
So like a regular raccoon searching for food, he ate your jerky.
They're very curious, they're very inquisitive. I don't know, he may have searched through my things.
That sounds like a raccoon.
That's the only thing it could be.
So you're telling me a raccoon
Yes.
got into your pauldron, grabbed said leaf, and rubs it on my bum?
He must have something against you.
That sounds so stupid.
It's Rich.
You may be laughing now,
Obviously I am.
but I
Very loudly. I
It's Rich.
if you know about this leaf, you know what's going to happen next.
Do I?
You do. Next, it will start to feel numb, and about the next day,
Oh,
you'll
your
stop
booty.
being your booty will be paralyzed, which means that walking will be very difficult.
Why does this raccoon?
Hey, we got a
What,
yak.
what
you can
condition
ride on.
is that?
Uh,
by the way?
At that morning, out
Just don't get
comes
the yak.
out comes Aaron and says, "Well, I slept quite well last night. I don't know about you all."
Wait. Let's keep an eye on him today.
What condition is that? Effect from
It'll
the-
be poison.
It's a poison.
Because they'll make
So,
dumb
do
pitches.
I see
know
him,
I'm gonna
like,
be
freaking
confused.
out?
He says
When
he
I-
wanted to
when I
keep a
walk
secret
in.
just now. So
Oh, okay.
we'll see.
Well, it seems like
Wonder if I'll notice. Probably not. I have a +2 to perception. No, +2.
seems like not a lot of people got a lot of sleep.
Oh, I really did. I slept quite well.
What do you mean?
What about Barnabas?
I slept well too.
What?
Barnaby?
He's so
Well,
mad.
he's right.
Where is the little cretin?
He's right here, and he opens up his cloak, so he's got this big fur-lined cloak, and he opens it up, and you can see that
Is he fat?
Barnaby is hanging by his toes from Aaron's belt, just going.
Is he fat?
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Barnaby
What?
starts freaking out, and Aaron says, "What are you doing there? Go back
I pull back Aaron. Wait! What? He's not what he seems.
This little ball of fluff ate my jerky
Not like a raccoon!
and
Not like a regular
Really stop
raccoon.
the audio, really.
He's a raccoon.
and
Don't hurt him. I've had him ever since my father died."
I wonder if that has.
It's your father!
Wait. Have any of you dealt with shape changes before?
I am one.
The ones that turn into animals, not.
So I suppose that
No.
all of us.
Easily then. I.
That was
Put him
really
down.
funny. Very funny.
Only if you.
No. Don't let him go. Put him down.
His eyes widen.
if you are hiding that little leaf inside one of your little fat folds,
Are you talking to Barnaby?
yes, I am going to rip it out of you and stuff it down your throat.
He goes.
Creature. You have 10 seconds to revert to your true form, or I will bludgeon you unconscious.
He looks to Aaron. And then
I look
he's
at
like,
Aaron and
"Bro,
say-
give me help."
I look to Aaron and say, I'm not going to kill him. Have you ever dealt with the shapeshifter before?
The raccoon immediately pops into a goblin's shape and he goes,
Sorry! Igor is sorry! Igor is sorry! Sorry for this! I pull down my pants. This really hurts!
It's so small.
My bum? Yes, of course.
Small.
Igor is so sorry.
6 inches.
Igor is more sorry.
Yes, but why is the question?
Igor, just try help. Help? You think this is helping?
Try help by rubbing leaf on bum.
It would have worked.
If not for meddling kids.
What
Light.
would have worked? Igor had a very important job.
Who gave you this job?
The orcs.
His dad.
One question at a time. Given by Mr. Rickard.
Who's Rickard?
It's Aaron's dad.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Rickard and Igor fight together. When Igor was very young.
You can see he's a little bit older of a goblin.
Yeah.
And
He's
Probably
just
like in his
shorter
20s.
than what he was. or
Yeah,
the
shorter
same
than
height?
where he was.
Older than him, maybe. Which
He
No,
says,
he's very young.
he says,
Igor fight with Rogier.
you fought with the wolves, baby. Carry on.
Igor tried to help Aaron. Aaron, not very good businessman. And he says, I resent that. And he says, sorry, it's true. Igor, have I please get this rash off me bum? Aaron, Utama leaf.
and Aaron says, well, I do have
No.
this one cure, but it is
Very
No, thank
expensive.
you.
Why
He'll be
not
okay. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. It's okay.
Igor, I'm not touching it. I reach out and put a
It's
hand
a
on your
poison.
shoulder. Oh, okay, there we go. So if he says that,
No.
I'm not touching it. I reach over and touch you on the shoulder, and
Wait,
you just
It's worse right here.
I will use the
I won't say
javelin
anything.
if you may.
I won't say anything if you
Maybe
do.
just a poke.
No.
Just a fit your pinky.
I put the hand on his shoulder. I'm not putting it anywhere closer than that. And I'm gonna use 5 points of lay on hand.
Alright, it is cured.
Thank
the
you,
stinging
Thaddeus.
sensation goes away.
That terrible thing was cured by 2 points of lay on hand.
5 points. 5 points.
Okay.
It's. I mean, it. That's why paladins are cool because they can get rid of some stuff that could be really super dangerous.
He sort of hangs his head and he
Igor not mean to hurt nobody. You hurt my pride.
And his bum?
And you
And me
assaulted
bum.
a silencer of the crown.
What is that? That.
A representative of the government of Thrimakath and the church.
Ah. Well, Igor is sorry.
I have half a mind to make you regurgitate that jerky.
He have half a mind.
Usually.
A little more.
You are going to have half a mind in a second.
he pops back into raccoon form as you say.
Yes! I'm gonna pet him. I don't care.
What?
I like he's a raccoon.
Change back! Change back!
He pops back into goblin form. And you're holding him up by the ear.
Great. How long have you been changing and
Ooh, God.
Ooh.
Knocking over
Good
drinks.
save.
Since-
Let's just do this
But,
real fast.
Rogier, recruit me in Hunglik and bring me here because I changer. Edgar is master changer. Me too. Hey, Edgar is master.
Man, you got over that quick.
And he says,
He's better now.
Yeah, So I'm fine.
Water under the-
long time. But this specifically, Igor do since poor Mr. Rickard.
so I'm confused. Is this just because
you're confused. I thought he
was my pet.
Oh, so you didn't know about this either?
Obviously.
I told
He
you
probably
that-
was watching it like.
Is this just a debt that is to be, as I'm talking to Egard?
Yeah.
There's just a debt that is to be paid, carrying over from his father.
He saved my life. So Edgar saved life of son. Son not understand? And he holds up a gold piece. And he says, all of life in this circle. And he points to the gold piece.
The goblins, they understand trade and friends.
Two very important things. Edgar help friend by making friend's son rich.
Well, you do realize that you have damaged him mentally. He believed that you were his father's ghost.
Well, I didn't believe that Barnaby was my. I mean,
Yes,
Edgar
but you
was my.
believed in your father's ghost. That
But
he
it's
was
not an
haunting
unreasonable
you.
thing to believe.
He was haunting you. Not only was he haunting you, but he was a smaller version of himself, much like a halfling,
Well,
but a full man.
I don't know how
I'm not
ghosts
going to
work.
be able to handle it if we do this again.
Edgard, answer me this. Did you put the yellow spore in the tree?
Define put.
I believe we've
Did
already
you?
figured that out.
Put it there.
Ah, well,
Did
when
you
you,
use your
when you
hand
put it that
to
way.
do the thing?
Yes.
Considered a capital offence to assault a silencer.
Oh,
In Trimica.
Edgar
The church's
Edgar.
authority has no limits.
To be
is
fair, he didn't know you were a
challenged
silencer.
anyone
Edgar
else
is
to
sorry.
go.
He had no idea
Here,
that you were
here,
a
here.
silencer.
Edgar give very special.
And he reaches under his little shirt, and he pulls out a little. It's a little charm necklace that's made of wood.
Cool.
And it's a little circle of wood, and then hanging from that circle, by little wires all the way around are little other circles, almost like a sun with planets around it.
Wait, no, Thaddeus, hold on. Since you only got spores in your eyeballs, sorry, it lasted for about
Take
5
your hand
minutes.
off me.
Yes. I had an itchy
17
bum.
hours, actually, Aaron says.
I had an itchy bum.
I have
Almost
it. I have it.
paralyzed. I think that should
What
be
is
mine.
this?
Edgar's lucky charm.
What? You got a lucky charm. What I get?
Saved Edgar many times.
What do I?
Edgar should have died.
Yeah, you
And then
telling me?
he looks to Aaron and he says,
Edgar believed lucky charm brought Edgar, your father.
and Aaron, wiping single tear, says,
Single man
"Oh,
here.
well, that's quite. Well, perhaps
You
your
should-
lucky charm brought me you. Although I really don't approve of the methods you use.
I agree with Aaron. Everyone, stay with Aaron.
He shrugs and as he's still being held by the ear.
Edgar, just try help.
There will be no more of that.
No more help?
Please.
By
You're-
attacking the people here, no,
Thomas, it's
there
not
will
to
be
me.
no
And
don't
more.
think-
Aaron shakes his head and he says, "There's to be no more of that." Edgar. And Edgar says,
He says, Edgar not mean to upset Aaron. Edgar just try to be good friend.
Edgard, why don't you use this on our orc enemies?
Yeah,
Edgar could try.
that's a good plan.
he turns to Aaron, and Aaron nods and says, "Yes. You could even, when we get to the line, you could use it on the Usurper King's armies."
Win-win. Win-win.
There will be no.
Win.
He looks to you for a moment, roll an intimidation check.
There are more of my kind on the line. It will not last long if you attempt to use that sort of trickery. So just one. I don't have it. Oh,
Hey!
that's a
He
crit.
turns to Edgar and he says, "Well, that would be none of that. There are more of his kind on the line. Probably will not last long if it result to that sort of trickery." And Edgar says,
There will be none of that.
I sort of lean down to Egard, and I try to do this as quietly as possible. And I just sort of say, I wouldn't mind if you wanted to mess with the fallow a little bit.
Edgar looks to Aaron and Aaron
Not-
goes,
Not with any of your ailments, just, maybe Take a little coin.
Aaron goes, mess with the fallow? No. Why would I? Of course not. And Edgar goes. And then as soon as you turn away, he leans down to Edgar and roll a perception check.
Ah!
Yes.
Can I roll
Go
at
ahead.
disadvantage?
Sure.
I guess I'm probably a little further away. So
7.
Oh, 13.
You should mess with Pharaoh. It might impress her.
And Edgar goes.
I look over.
Yeah, I got no problem with it so far.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Let me.
He's already harassed
Let
my
me
familiar.
What?
more than
This
enough,
is
I
just
think.
pranks the session.
Edgard,
Welcome
Let
to
us
D&D
sum up.
Jackass.
so you are perfectly clear
Long rest
on
and
your
pranks.
new job.
Yes.
You are to conceal your talents
Conceal talents.
and use your knowledge of
Use knowledge.
nature
Nature.
to our orc enemies, not us.
Conceal my knowledge. Use talents of orcs to you.
Nailed
Help your
it.
friends and fight the orcs quietly.
Quietly make orcs itchy.
Yes.
Got it.
And that's where we'll break for part 2.